everyone, it's me, James. I just wanted to let you know that I'm launching this card game called Cafe Chaos on Kickstarter today. There'll be more info at the end of the video. This isn't some bit. I actually made a card game and I worked really hard on it, so please click the link in the description to get your...
My name's Joe Exotic. I exploit dangerous wild animals for profit, and that's only the least reprehensible thing I've done. In this 8-part docuseries, I'll show you the bad, the horrible, and downright disgusting aspects of what it's like to be a polyamorous, meth-addicted Tiger King. I'm the real Pokemon master, you hear?
And just like that, by watching other garbage humans on his television, James ever so slightly felt at peace while the world crumbles around him. For the first time in months, James smiled. I'll be real with you, being in quarantine has sucked a lot. I miss hanging out with friends, I miss going to non-essential businesses, and I miss wiping my butt with toilet paper instead of my dog. All I've had for company is floof in my own mind. So it's been a little hard to stay motivated during these times. But if staying home instead of going to Disneyland will save people's lives, then I'll guess how to make that sacrifice. It's so hard to be a good person. Some of the things have been helping me mentally is exercise, positive mindset, and garbage television. I used to think that garbage television was stupid and a waste of my moral existence. But as I started watching more garbage, I realized that I've always been fascinated and enjoyed watching garbage content for years. Have you seen the videos I made? I said this in my conspiracy videos, that I love watching crazy people talk for hours. Now take that same people, give it a budget and a camera crew, then you have a new show on TLC. What's that? You never heard of TLC, the Learning Channel? Well, TLC has a lot of wonderful programs that'll teach you that you're trashy enough, you'll end up on TV. And that's what schools should be teaching. No, this video wasn't sponsored by TLC, but if they wanted to sponsor me, I'd say no. I just want to be on an episode of my strange addictions. I'll tell you what the addiction is later, TLC. One of the shows I've been unhealthily binging is 90 Day Fiancé. It's about when a boy meets a girl, or girl meets a girl, or a man meets a much younger girl online, and they sort of like each other, but they're from different countries. So when they meet each other, they have 90 days to decide if they want to marry before their visa expires. It's great that the internet exists, so these clearly desperate people in the different countries have the chance to form a relationship. And it's equal great that the internet exists so we can watch very personal moments of these strangers' lives. The show really shines with the most garbage of couples. I've seen YouTubers talk about one specific couple, Big Ed and Rose. I don't want to make fun of Big Ed's appearance. Let's just say he saves a lot of money on scarves and turtlenecks. He's a 54-year-old pursuing a relationship and wanting to marry a 23-year-old Filipino woman named Rose. And Ed has a daughter that's 6 years older than Rose, and he's older than Rose's father. Can you imagine if your mom was 6 years younger than you? And on top of that, Ed is a huge liar. He lied about his height, he lied about wanting to have kids with her. He also really mean to Rose. I mean, sure, he's old enough to be her father, so he's probably used to talking down to young people, and a dad telling that their kid's legs are hairy and breast stink is justifiable, but this is his girlfriend. At least make him a bag lunch first. If I think Big Ed is the greatest guy in the world, do I think a relationship could work between people with 31 years age gap? Now let's look at the math. Here's the half year plus 7-row graph out. So if you're 30, it's socially acceptable to dating someone who's 22. Now obviously this graph isn't set in stone, but for reference, here's Big Ed's age versus Rose's age. So when Ed was 40 and taking care of his 15-year-old daughter, Rose was 9. So do I think an age cap of 31 can work? Well, mathematically and common sense speaking, not until Ed is 76 and roaster 45. I think that will be longer than 9 days though. The second and third reason I love about this show is David and Lana. I haven't seen any YouTubers talking about this couple, but they need to. Meet David, a 60-year-old guy from Vegas who's selling head over wallet for a Ukrainian woman named Lana. He spent 7 years and $250,000 on a relationship where he hadn't met the person. He tried up to meet with Lana on 3 separate occasions, but got hung up every single time. He's putting all his credit card on the table willing to risk a 4th trip to the Ukraine to meet his soon-to-be Mahachana, who doesn't speak English. Long story short, they meet after 13 episodes. David gave her a brand new iPhone X to text him, only to get internally ghosted because her nails were too long to text him back. Let me remind you that they're in contact for 7 years. That's how old Rose was when I was 38. Me briefly describing these two relationships just now was so much of an emotional roller coaster that I don't need to go back to the theme park anymore. It makes me want to puke, and I hope you can see why I love this show so much. I know reality TV is fake, and it could be entirely scripted and manufactured for the show, but I don't care. This smile is real. Watching garbage television all day isn't fun or as healthy as it may seem. Even though I spent a good portion of this video hyping up trash TV, you should also do something productive, like watching YouTube videos. To compensate for the garbage TV I watched, when the parent had stomach, I bought a home gym machine and been working 3 times a week with my friend DJ. We've both been friends because we are both friends with Alan Becker. And one day I noticed that DJ Muscle was one of my anime characters. He was a walking, breathing protagonist that my body dysmorphia has kept me from becoming. So I reached my skinny hand out to DJ and say, "Hey DJ, could we work out together?" So here's where I put the iPad to talk to DJ. Hi James. This is where I got the treadmill, the weights, and this is my favorite piece of equipment. This drag up here so I don't bump my head when I do pull-ups. This is where I keep the air conditioner because it gets really hot in this garage. This is what I used to look like a month ago. Anyway, the reason I started working out more seriously because people are calling me skinny while others slender and scrawny. And I told my friends that I was hurt by these comments, but they unanimously agreed that I'm a slim Jim. It's important to have a reason for working out. Mine is self-loathing. DJ is forcing me to push myself. I've only been going about 3 months or a whole 90-day fiancé, and I've already gone struggling from lifting this much weight to struggling to lift up this much weight. Sorry if I'm flexing too much on you, I'm just proud of my progress. At this point, while trash TV is fun, remember to mix in some productive activities, like exercise. You don't need weight. Do 10 push-ups right now, loser. Clean up after yourself. During these hard times, keeping your space organized and tidy is a big boost on your mental health. Wear a mask if you need to go out. Learn how to cook. You should also eat healthy too. Stop eating so many freaking damn bagel bites. Watch parkour fails. Remind yourself how safe you are inside. These guys could get COVID and broken teeth. Wear a face mask when you go out. Shave your hair. Who cares anymore? Watch competitive sport fishing that gets your blood pressure rise so much that you feel pressure to work out again. And oh my god, how big is that fish? Oh my gosh, it's a 1,200-pound boat shark that eats 7 people and you pull it on a boat. And oh my god, is that big, Ed? And last but not least, check out my newest game on Kickstarter. Over the last few years, I've been developing a game called Cafe Chaos. You start the game by choosing a character with a unique ability and target other players. Throw food combos like moldy double beet fried couch cushion candy or frozen sugar pretzel. That's pickle. That's actually an illegal move, so don't do that. Avoid targeted splat points by ducking or use this character's special ability while grabbing more food to throw at opponents. There are a whole bunch of characters to choose from, but I invited some of my friends who enjoyed the fight, which would be found in the animators pack. And you can only see the other over my Kickstarter page. It will only be for the 30-day campaign. So sure to check them out before they disappear forever. Hopefully this game will help you get through quarantine as much as it helped me. Thank you all for watching, and wear your seatbelt.